Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Cozy Chaos. I'm Callie, a 24-year-old AuDHD girly who is just trying to make the most of life, but in the coziest way possible, and trying to just maximize by minimizing, if that makes any kind of sense. I discovered I was AuDHD during college, and post-college has just kind of been a sea of uncertainty and change and scary life and adulting. To start off, I really wanted to get things going. My top favorite AuDHD approved hobbies, and these have just been constants throughout my life, at least throughout college, if not even starting before. And one of those things happens to be YouTube. YouTube has always been such a big part of my life ever since middle school, the Bethany Moda era, the era of just girls showing off unrealistic lifestyles. When I tell you, I was shocked and appalled and disappointed when I found out that Aspen Ovard was not actually doing those routines every day. I could have sworn that that's what they were doing every single day when they woke up, when they put out a video about their morning routine. And finding that out as an adult was like, I was lied to. That is what I was trying to make my life like, and they weren't even doing that, which has been a thing about social media since the dawn of time. And I just remember seeing so much of it and not really relating fully. And now I'm starting to see more and more people I can relate to, and decided, why not join the fun again? Why not be that neurodivergent person that has realistic expectations for myself and my life, trying to show you the nitty gritty. But YouTube has always been such a big thing. I tried once in middle school with some friends to make a group YouTube channel. I had a YouTube channel some when I was at the end of high school, but starting to get into college, and then college just kind of screws everything up, and I was too busy making friends and enjoying my life to really focus on posting videos, let alone editing them. So I dropped off then, and this year has just been really crazy, really intense, and a lot. I wanted to just see how much I could really show of myself and be a person that's relatable, hopefully. My next favorite cozy hobby has been something I've done on and off throughout, I would say, high school is when it really started. My mom is a teacher, so they got me in with the Happy Planner. And ever since then, I have been down a planner hole, a journaling hole. I have done so much. It really started with the Happy Planner, but also bullet journaling. This is actually my current reading journal. It's been my reading journal since, end of 2022. And I haven't been doing as much in this in the last couple of years, clearly. It just is a staple that I always have to track my reading month by month and see some stats through some bullet journaling. With this, I mostly use Tombos and just kind of create spreads that work for me. This is my 25 and 25. I love seeing stats, and math is kind of one of my things, but I also love reading. So this has always been a staple and so much fun to do. Even when I fall off, it's not that hard to pick back up because it's just so easy to get in there and write the month, the books I'm reading, and maybe the ratings. After falling down that hole 2 years ago, I found Hobonichi and Japanese stationery, which has been my deepest planner hole yet, my deepest journaling hole. I have started more regularly journaling my emotions and just how I'm feeling about certain things. I'll mark when I have a bad day, when I have a good day, and one of those this year is this gorgeous Hobonichi Weeks. It is in Japanese, but it's Formula One themed. So I got a special interest in a special interest, chef's kiss. But this I have been loving. I just love seeing data and just kind of keeping track of what movies I'm watching, what TV shows I'm watching, what books I'm reading when, and just seeing how my preferences and what I'm focused on and enjoying really changes. This has been so much fun. I love a Hobonichi. I have a regular cousin. I have another Weeks. I had a Han last year. I just have fallen in love with just stationery. And one of my absolute staples in this kind of journaling stationery realm, because you can journal and like write down anything. I've been writing down like what I do in a day, but also like what I'm looking forward to, random to-do lists, what book I finished that day, like something significant that happened in the world maybe. I'm not the best at consistency, but I try my best, and I do spend a little bit of time trying to go back in and fill things in, but not too much because that would stress me out. And we're focused on the here and now and the future, not the past. But one of my absolute staples is Coffee Monsters Co. stickers. She is an online shop and an ADHD girly as well. And so I will leave her shop linked down below. She makes the most adorable stickers. She even has ADHD and autism sticker sets. I have a couple that are actually related to YouTube to motivate me to film. She just has great like samplers so you can see different kind of things. Like she's got these emoji heads. She's got these little, she calls them emojis. They're these little people-like amorphous beings, and they are just so fun and so cute. And she has like themes and little stickers that go along with everyday things you might encounter. And honestly, sometimes it's a great reminder, like the little light bulb for my power bill. If it's still on here, I didn't pay it yet this month. So it's nice to have some visual reminders as well. But these stickers are just so cute and adorable, and it makes the aesthetic throughout my journal consistent. And it's just so fun. They even have like little beans so you can collect rewards later on, like once you've accumulated enough. It's just so much dopamine to my little happy brain. I love a sticker. Just kind of whatever works for me. And I love to journal. Then the next hobby might be a little obvious based on the background, but I've loved to read my entire life, but really got back into reading as much as I could all the time when I was in high school and working in my school's library. It just brought up so much joy. I went to the romance section and said, let's start with A and see how far we can get. I think I made it through about middle of C. I absolutely fell back in love with reading and have not stopped ever since. It's been about 8 or 9 years at this point, and it's just so lovely to continue to do this. I actually saw one of the librarians recently, and she was just so happy to learn that I was still reading. She was just a joy and a gem, and I have just continued to love reading, and she loved that I still loved reading. As part of that, I mostly read romance, I read some fantasy, clearly a little bit of Star Wars up there. I just really like to mix it up. I've been starting to get into a little bit more horror and thriller this year, just trying to broaden my horizons within like what I'm interested in, but also kind of reading things that I might not be interested in 100%, but would be really informational. And I love exploring a special interest through reading. And I have a gorgeous Kindle. I've had it for a couple years now. And I got this new case recently, which has just renewed my love of reading on my Kindle. I love it when I have a big chunky book that I may not want to hold. I like this for winding down at night because there's none of that blue light. I just love reading so much. I listen to so many audiobooks, sped up, of course, because my brain would not be able to process it at one time speed. And in the last few years, I've even been getting a lot into nonfiction, just some informational books about things I'm interested in, including things like self-care for autistic people. I actually have the AuDHD version down there too, but this just is so delicious to my brain to hear how and why my brain works the way it does. And just seeing that is so wonderful to me, and kind of taking away some tips and tricks along the way to maybe help maximize our life with still making it cozy. And then speaking of self-care for autistic people, one of my other hyperfixations throughout my teenage and adult years so far has been creating routines and just learning as much as I can about what works for me and what makes me the way I am. I just love to use my internal drive and curiosity to really dig deep into things when I find them interesting, things such as AuDHD itself. I went deep into a Google Scholar hole because I was like, I want some reputable things. I was reading medical articles just for fun. I watched YouTube videos, kind of incorporating my journaling to just see how I feel and what works, what doesn't, and just all over like collecting data about myself and using it to improve myself. I'm currently working on a really big project for myself where I kind of try to come up with that like ideal routine in terms of like what my best days, what I want them to look like, but also knowing that I'm going to have some bad days. And so allowing myself to feel comfortable in those bad days, but also having the goals and aspirations I want still be met through those better days is just something that's really interesting to me, and figuring out like what timelines work, what kind of foods work better for me, and just all those kinds of interesting nitty-gritty details about day-to-day life that make it better, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it beyond that, but just the things that work best for me and my brain is something I've always been really intrigued about. And so looking into things like that any way possible has always been super fun for me. Just as a general check-in for today, have you had enough water? I know that's something I've been working on a lot myself, and so I want to make sure that you guys are doing just as well as I am. Don't mind Mr. Remy. And then last, but certainly not least, because it sure takes up plenty of my time, is gonna have to be iPad games. I am a sucker. I have described myself, and even been described by other people, as a little bit of an iPad kid, but in adult form. And that's definitely mainly just those quick, easy hits of dopamine. I go wild for a nice, easy merge game. It's so easy to just get lost for a long time. I literally have like a page worth of just games of different kinds. I cycle in and out through what kinds of games are most interesting to me at the moment. And it's just something that it's my guilty pleasure. It's my bad habit, but I haven't been able to break it ever since I got the iPad. But I definitely am getting better at intentionally spending time reading instead of just scrolling on games, if that's the right phrase. Those are my most current, most favorite of all time cozy hobbies. I enjoy doing all of them, even if some of them are not the best for me. Some of them are really great for me, and I just love expanding my knowledge about myself and others. And so I hope that you learn a little bit, maybe about yourself or something new that you could be interested in. If you made it this far in the video, please leave me a little brain in the comments down below, just to let me know that you're here and that you were hanging out. And I will catch you guys up in the next one, which will be a reading vlog about what I've been reading currently.